Hey guys, so today I'm showing you my bullet journal spread for August. I decided to go with a beachy surf theme because I haven't really done one yet, and this is the second summer that I've done a bullet journal, so I thought it was time that I attempted some sort of beach theme. Here I'm using my micron pen to go over a pencil. I already drew out what I wanted to do for these 2 pages. I cut it out of the video because it just took too long and it was kind of hard to see with a pencil anyway, so I thought it would be more helpful if I just showed me going over the pencil with the micron pen because it's easier to see. Here I'm using a Tombow marker to write out August. I went over the tops of the letters again to make them a little bit darker, and then I used a colorless blending pen to blend it out a little bit. It's easier to see in person the shading that it did, but you can still kind of see it in the video. And then I'll go through with my black micron to add some dimension to the letters, and then with the white Jelly Roll gel pen to add the little shiny specks onto the letters. Here I'm using the Real Brush Pens by Arteza to color in this section of the van. I like the colors that these pens come in, but the tip of these markers are actual bristles and not felt tip, and this can make them kind of hard to control for lettering and coloring, and they're also not the inkiest marker either. So I definitely recommend something like the Tombows or the Crayola Super Tips over these markers. But overall, I really like how this page turned out. I thought it turned out super cute. And yeah, I'm just really happy with it. And then on the next page, I'm making my important dates section and the brain dump. Again, I'm using my micron to go over the pencil marks, and then I'll be using another Arteza Real brush marker and some Crayola Super Tips to color in this page. Here I'm making my calendar page. I keep flipping back to my June calendar spread so that I can count the numbers of blocks that I used in each square so I can measure it all out. So that's why I keep flipping back and forth. But I'm using a pencil to draw it out because I always mess it up. And then I go back in with my micron and a ruler to finish out the calendar layout so that I can start decorating the page. So you'll see as I was going back in with my micron and my ruler that I was actually having some trouble getting straight lines because I'm at the end of my bullet journal. So the left side of my bullet journal sticks up and curves upward, and the left side of my bullet journal is flat on my desk but kind of curves downwards. So I was having trouble using the ruler. It actually kind of made it worse because when I was following the ruler there was a dip or an arch in the paper, and it made my pen go all wonky, so I had some trouble getting straight lines, but eventually it worked out. And then I'm going back in with my Tombow marker to fill in the strip where I write in the days of the week. And then I'm writing out Aloha August. It took me a couple tries to figure out how I wanted to write August, and I was trying to figure out what beachy doodles I wanted to add to the page, so I ended up writing August small and just putting a little surfboard underneath it. Surfboards are a super simple shape, but I was having a lot of trouble getting the shape right, so it took me a couple tries to add this surfboard. That's why I didn't add very many surfboards to this after the first couple pages, because it just took me a while to do. And then I used a Tombow to write out Aloha, and I'm using my micron and my Jelly Roll pen to add the shadows and the highlights. Here I'm adding the days of the week into that orange strip. I always color it in first and then do the black marker over top just so that there's no chance of it smearing. And then I did this doodle on the side of the page. It took a long time to draw, and the video quality wasn't very good, so I shortened it a lot, but I just did a whole bunch of little squiggles inside the wave shape. And then here I'm flipping back to that page from the beginning of the year so I could fill in the dates and make sure that I definitely had it right. And then I'm adding in little tricks that I had planned or important days that I wanted to add in right away. And I'm adding in some washi tape. This picture that I'm adding is just one that I found off of Pinterest. That's another thing I like to add in my bullet journals, is just little pictures that I found on Pinterest that I like. And then I'm using Crayola Super Tips to color in the super simple sun. And then on this page, I am using my Marby Uchida brush pens to write out the days of the week. I ran out of time to do all my weekly spreads ahead of time, so I ended up doing them as the month went along. So I only did pages that only did days that I had something that I wanted to journal about and remember. So I didn't do every day of August because I didn't have something to write down for every day of August. Ideally I would like to be able to do them ahead of time, but I just ran out of time. So then I'm just using stickers and washi tape and another picture off of Pinterest to decorate this page. So this picture is another picture from Pinterest, and it's actually where I got the idea to do the little signs on my breakdown page. And then the stickers that I use on this page and the next page, most of them come from those sticker planner packets you can get from like Michaels and stuff, like those 365 create packs. I have a couple of those. I really like the stickers out of them. So that's where most of these stickers come from, except for that one is a Pura Vida sticker. And then that picture of the surfboards, again, is from Pinterest. And my camera died while I was writing in these days, so I don't have the hand lettering section for that because I didn't realize my camera had died, but I use the Tombow twin tone markers to write those in. Sometimes I take a sticker off of the page and then I go to stick it in where I thought I wanted it, and I end up not liking it there, so then I flip around to a bunch of different pages to try to find somewhere to put it. So that's what was happening there. Here I'm using my Pentel sign pens, I think is what they're called, to write "Let's get away to the mountains." This is when my boyfriend and I went to the mountains for the weekend, and then I sketched out these mountains and I went over with my micron pen. I used two different sizes. I used like a really fine tip micron to do the little shading, and then a thicker one to do like the prominent parts that you saw first. So I'm not an artist. I really had no idea how to go about this shading, and I didn't really have the patience to do like super tiny lines, so it took me a couple layers to get the shading how I wanted it. And the sun, an artist might look at this and think it's a hot mess, like the sun might be coming from two different directions. I'm not even sure, but I'm really glad I went over it in pencil because the way I did it first, I just like totally didn't like it. So I would have done it with marker first and done it that way, and it would have been like a complete disaster. Here I'm using Tombow markers. For some reason when I wrote the T in Tuesday, I wrote it like it was coming in the middle of the word, and as soon as I did that, I was like, why did I just do that? So I'm going to cover it up with some white gel pen, and then you can still kind of see like the white splotch. So I cover that up a little bit with washi tape so that the white splotch isn't as noticeable because it's a lot smaller. And then you'll see I put a donut sticker under Wednesday, and that wasn't where I wanted it. I wanted it under Tuesday because of what I'd done that day. And so I'm going to take it off. There I ripped the paper, so I had to cover that up with washi tape so that the paper doesn't rip more. And so yeah, this page was just kind of a hot mess. So here I'm using a Pura Vida sticker, and then on the next page I have two stickers and a coaster just from things I'd done over the summer that I wanted to remember. The coaster was from a restaurant I went to, and I just wrote who I had gone out to dinner with so I could remember. And then that's all I did for August. I'm glad I didn't do a ton of weekly spreads ahead of time for the whole month because I wouldn't have had much to fill them in anyway. I was super busy this month just with like work and getting ready for school that I didn't really do much that I wanted to journal about. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks!